Okay, here we go. 44-40. San Francisco leading Boston. Second half. Boston leading in games, 2 games to 1. San Francisco ball. That's Gary Phillips with it. And now Thomas Sherry shooting. 46-40. Sam Jones takes it back, guarded by Phillips. Over to Tommy Heinsohn, guarded by Thurmond. That's Tom Sanders, guarded by Sherry and Bill Russell. Heinsohn hooking. Rebound to Gary Phillips. Sherry handing off to Phillips. That's Thurmond, number 42. Sherry again, 14. Foul being called underneath. Wilt Chamberlain going to the foul line.
Second personal call on Bill Russell.
Bill Russell called for pushing. His second personal foul. On the line is Wilt Chamberlain, big number 13. He missed it. Never went over the rim of the basket in its arc. Heinsohn driving. Rebound by Sanders. 46-42. Boston trailing by 4. Their biggest deficit in the first half was 10. They trailed by 4 at halftime. Gary Phillips guarded by Sam Jones. Thomas Sherry guarded by Sanders. Into Chamberlain. He's deep. And he dips it. 48-42 San Francisco. This big crowd roaring with every San Francisco bucket. Russell is deep. And he scores. 48-44. Both ball clubs matching baskets thus far here at the start of the second half. A minute and 45 seconds gone in the second half. Rodgers, number 5, with it. Taken off by Tom Sanders. The ball deflected by Tom Heinsohn. Sanders all the way. Pretty play by Sanders. 48-46. The San Francisco lead had been 10. This is the closest Boston has been since the opening of the ball game. Phillips driving. Blocked by Russell. Chamberlain with the rebound. The basket is good. He was fouled in the act of shooting. .46 San Francisco. Russell's third personal foul. Chamberlain missed again. Chamberlain is 0 for 4 from the foul line. He has 14 points. Pushing foul called against the Warriors. That's Sam Jones on the line. Guy Rodgers committed the foul. That's Rodgers' second personal foul. And the foul shot by Sam Jones makes it 50-47 San Francisco, and the Warriors have the ball. Rodgers driving. Rebound to Russell. Fast break for the Celtics. Sanders shoots. Rebound to Heinsohn. He's deep. Blocked by Thurmond, taken off by Chamberlain. San Francisco with the ball, leading by 3. 3 minutes are gone in the third quarter. Sherry shoots, blocked by Sanders, knocked out of bounds by Sanders.
You know, Marty, Sanders has done a real good job on Sherry all night long. He really has been working on him because Sherry had 17 points in that first quarter of Wednesday night.
There's Chamberlain, he's deep. Let's see what the call is. No basket, a 3-second violation. A 3-second violation, the basket is disallowed.
3-second violation.
50-47. Boston trailing by 3. Boston has the ball. There's Russell. Back out to Casey Jones. Heinsohn has it, number 15. Rebound at Chamberlain. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Boston trailing by 3. San Francisco with the ball. Chamberlain has it. Out to Rodgers. Rebound to Russell. That's Sam Jones taking it back. There's his shot. It's still 50-47. San Francisco leading. The Warriors have the ball. 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. Rodgers shoots. Chamberlain with the rebound. Puck. Russell had his hands on the ball, but Chamberlain forced it through. A remarkable shot on a fine defensive play. Shot by Tommy Heinsohn. It was partially deflected by Thurman. 52-47. Chamberlain, walking violation. I noticed you were shaking your head, Freddie Schaus, when Russell partially blocked the shot and Chamberlain forced it through.
He's just so powerful, Marty. We have our own Gene Lally that's done that several times where Chamberlain is just so powerful. He just comes right down and forces the ball through.
Sam Jones scoring to make it 52-49. San Francisco leading by 3. The Warriors have the ball. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. Shot by Phillips. Rebound to Russell. Sam Jones shoots. 52-51. And now the Warriors are calling for a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor with the score. San Francisco 52, Boston 51.
Warriors timeout. Warriors timeout.
Marty, for the first time in this ball game, number one, Boston's been able to get their fast break running a little bit. Well, they're getting the ball down quickly. They're not necessarily getting the layup on the break, but they're creating a situation when they're coming down, say, 3-on-2 or 4-on-3. In other words, they have that defense outnumbered by at least one man, where they're getting real good 10, 12, 15-foot jump shots. And when they have men like Tommy Heinsohn and Sam Jones taking those shots, it is real trouble for any ball club. So San Francisco has to get back more quickly, not only get 2 or 3 men back, but get that 4th and 5th man back.
This is Marty Glickman with Fred Schaus at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. That tells the story in the third quarter. 6:55 to go in the period. And Boston, having trailed by as many as 10, has cut that deficit to 1 point. Boston guarding all over the floor, as you see, an all-court press. Guy Rodgers, a brilliant dribbler and ball handler, though, brings it in. Casey Jones guarding him. There's Masheri shooting. Rebound to Thurman, blocked by Russell, taken off by Jones, Sam Jones. That's Casey Jones with it. Heinsohn laying it up. The basket is good. And he was fouled in the act of shooting after the first time. Boston goes ahead, 53-52.
Basket scored by Tom Heinsohn.
Bill Russell has gone over to the Boston bench. He's walking over there now. He may have pulled a nail, or if
Second team foul.
Buddy LaRue is ministering to his right hand, adjusting tape at the Boston bench. There they are. Red Auerbach standing between the two, readjusting the tape on his fingers. Yes, Fred?
Marty, I think you saw the play right there that enabled Boston to go ahead.
Has come from 10 points down to go ahead by 2. 6.5 to go in this third quarter. Phillips driving. A foul committed. Tommy Heinsohn is called for pushing on the outside before the shot. Heinsohn raising his hand as if to say, who, me?
Second personal foul on Tom Heinsohn.
Heinsohn's second personal foul, and it's the third team foul of this third quarter against Boston. Gary Phillips shooting 1 with San Francisco trailing by 2. 54-53.
You know, Marty, there's some ball players in the league, in their own mind, they never committed a foul in their career.
Did you ever, Fred?
Not really.
You didn't mean it. That's Sam Jones, number 24. Boston leading by 1. Jones shooting. It's tipped in. Tommy Heinsohn tipped it in. Heinsohn now has 15 points. Sam Jones has 18. Boston leading by 3, 56-53, their biggest lead of the night. San Francisco led by as many as 10. Stolen by Sam Jones. The basket is good and he was fouled. 58-53. A typical Boston spurt, a flurry of buckets, and they go ahead by 5. Al Atlas is checking out the lineup, replacing Gary Phillips. Sam Jones going to the foul line. Alex Hannum sitting and suffering. 59-53, Boston leading. As Guy Rodgers taking it back. Into Chamberlain. Now Rodgers over to Thurman. Foul call against Tommy Heinsohn. Heinsohn's third personal foul. Alex Hannum, you know the feeling, don't you, Fred? Sitting there, giving it the body English, not much he can do.
I'm afraid I do, Marty. Marty, I'd like to make one comment here. With this Boston full-court press, if you will notice how seldom that ball has come into Chamberlain during this press. One thing they do by moving your defense out a lot of times is one of the best ways to defend against a big man. Because if you can create dribbling, as Boston's been able to do in the San Francisco guards, while they're dribbling, they're not able to be passing to that deep post. So many times this is a maneuver, particularly if you have good defensive guards like Boston has, to keep that ball away from that middleman. It helps your center a great deal.
Thurman makes 2 for 2 from the foul line. Boston 59, San Francisco 55. Heinsohn shoots. 61-55. Tommy Heinsohn has 17 points. Rodgers going in. Look at Red Auerbach suffering on that call. It's San Francisco ball. (61-55). Boston leading. San Francisco with the ball. Rodgers going in. Rebound to Russell. Here come the Celts, fast breaking. Casey Jones. Foul in the act of shooting by Nate Thurman. Casey is getting to his feet. Third personal call against Thurman. 55. 62. 63-55. An 8-point lead after having trailed by 10 in the first half. They trailed by 4 at halftime. A whistle and a foul underneath. Don't know whether it's Heinsohn or Russell. The 1-5 is up, either the number 15 or number 6. That's the 15th foul committed by Boston in this third quarter.
Thomas call on Tom Sanders.
Tom Sanders committed the foul. 1-6 it was, 16. 63-56.
Third personal on Sanders.
That's Heinsohn underneath. 65-56, a 9-point lead for Boston. 4:40 to go in this third quarter. Masheri shoots. It's still San Francisco ball. Russell blocking it, and a foul called. Two shots coming up for Wilt Chamberlain. Bill Russell committing the foul. Bill Russell's 4th personal foul. Russell has 4. The limit, of course, is 6. Chamberlain will shoot 2. He's 0 for 4 thus far, and he's 1 for 5. 65-58. Boston leading by 7. Heinsohn passing off. There's a foul being called. Offensive foul called against the Celtics.
Offensive foul on K.C. Jones.
K.C. Jones, illegal screen. That's his 3rd personal foul. No backcourt violation because the ball was deflected by Boston. That ball hit the rim. That was a 3/4 of the length shot. 3/4 the length of the floor, and the ball hit the rim. Don't know whether it was a shot or a pass.
We had to get the shot up there on account of the 24-second clock was running out on him. And actually, if had they been able to retrieve that, that'd have been a great play.
Heinsohn shooting. Heinsohn hooking it in. 67-58. Again, Boston leading by 9. 3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. That's Guy Rodgers. Rodgers guarded by K.C. Jones. That's Al Attles. Guarded by K.C. Jones on the switch. Chamberlain in the pivot. Russell with the rebound. Tommy Heinsohn has it. There's his hook again. Wow! Heinsohn really has a hot hand. He has 23 points. Tommy Heinsohn has really caught fire. 69-58, a pushing foul is called against Boston with 3:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tom Sanders committing his 4th personal.
You know, Marty, I've always felt that Tommy Heinsohn is one of the real good clutch shooters on that Boston ball club. I know the last 2 years in our playoffs with the Celtics, he has consistently come up with a big basket, as he has here in his 3rd quarter.
Masheri has a penalty shot coming to him as Boston has committed its 7th foul of this 3rd quarter, and 3:04 remains. Masheri now has 8 points, and now he has 9. 69-60. Boston leading by 9, the biggest lead a moment ago. There's Heinsohn again. Chamberlain with the rebound. Al Attles brings it back. Chamberlain has position. Over to Attles. The pass is wide. Saved by Masheri. A loose ball. K.C. Jones with it. Over to Heinsohn. Now to Sanders. This crowd is in a bedlam as Rodgers shoots. Rebound to Russell the other way. Heinsohn underneath. Heinsohn again. 71-60. Boston leading by 11. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Attles missing. Rebound to Russell. Kicked out of bounds by Attles, and it's Boston ball. Frank Ramsey comes in for Boston. Wayne Hightower comes in for San Francisco, and Tommy Heinsohn goes to the sidelines for a breather. He scored 25 points.
Wayne Hightower for Nate Thurman.
Hightower has come in for Nate Thurman. Ramsey shoots. Rebound by Havlicek. Havlicek tipped it in. 73-60. A fantastic 3rd quarter by Boston. They've scored 33 points thus far in the 3rd period, compared to 26 compared to 16 rather, for San Francisco. Shot by Masheri. Rebound to Attles. A traveling violation against Attles. The score was 44-40 at halftime, and there you see, with 1:27 to go in the 3rd quarter, Boston has 73 and San Francisco 60. San Francisco has scored just 16 points thus far in the 3rd quarter. Ramsey shoots. Ramsey hits. 75-60. The ball was was not dropping for Boston in the first half, but it sure is in this third quarter. There's Chamberlain underneath, and he dunks it. 75-62. Chamberlain now has 20 points. Foul being called. Offensive foul called against Tom Sanders. 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. There's Red Auerbach.
Offensive foul called on Tom Sanders.
Tom Sanders committing his 5th personal foul. The limit, of course, is 6. That's Meschery with it. Into Chamberlain. Chamberlain scores. 75-64. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Foul being called. No basket. Willie Knowles checking into the lineup now for the Boston Celtics. Knowles coming in for Sanders. Sanders going out. He scored 12 points. Has committed 5 personals.
Guy Rodgers. The Boston Willie Knowles in for Tom Sanders.
On the line, K.C. Jones.
On the line. One shot.
Remarkably quick and strong 6-footer. 76-64. Boston by 12.
2 minutes. First one.
18 seconds to go in this third period. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Into Chamberlain. Here's the horn. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Boston 76, San Francisco 64. 77-66. Boston leading. 10:25 to go in this game. Boston leading 2-1. The 5th game at Boston Sunday night. 78-66. Boston leading by 12. Shot by Hightower. Rebound to Ramsey. Over to Russell, too long. Off his fingertips, out of bounds. Two minutes are gone in this fourth quarter. Shot by Meschery. Those are the shots that Meschery was making on Wednesday night, but he's missing this evening. Thus far, he's scored 9. Foul committed by Willie Knowles.
Foul is called on Willie Knowles.
That's his second personal foul and the first team foul by Boston here in the fourth quarter. Hightower shooting 1 shot. Boston leading 78-66. 78-67. 9:52 to go in the game. Al Attles pushed Frank Ramsey. That's the 5th personal foul called on Al Attles.
Second team foul.
The limit is 6.
Frank Ramsey.
That's Attles number 16.
For 1 shot.
Mendy Rudolph patiently explaining.
That's a real tough spot to get that 5th foul on you, or a tough way to get that 5th foul, because they can't afford to lose Attles.
79-67. Still that 12-point differential which existed at the end of the third quarter. Attles all the way. Rebound to Sam Jones. Ramsey over to Havlicek. They lost it. Ramsey had the shot, but he wanted to give it off to Havlicek, who also had a shot, and just went off his fingertips and off his feet. Rodgers scores. Another beautiful dive by Guy Rodgers. 79-69.
Scored by Guy Rodgers.
9:20 to go in this game as Havlicek shooting. It's tipped in by Willie Knowles.
Basket by John Havlicek.
Havlicek is credited with the bucket. 81-69. Boston still leading by 12. 9:05 to go in the game. Rodgers again driving, blocked this time by Russell, taken off by Sam Jones, and the foul is called. Johnny Havlicek was holding.
You know, Marty, that's a frustrating situation that we have in basketball where that ball is laying on that rim as it was there. The defense cannot touch it, whereas the offensive man was able to go up and tap it in.
The ball can't be interfered with on the rim of the bucket or on the plane above and below.
That's right, and Chamberlain was right there, could have easily picked it off.
That's the first of two by Guy Rodgers. Rodgers almost single-handedly is keeping San Francisco within shooting contention of Boston.
Very definitely. He's driving extremely well and hitting very, very tough shots off that drive.
Chamberlain with the rebound. Now Rodgers again. Rodgers scores. 81-72. Boston leads by 9. 8:50 to go in the game. Ramsey shoots. Taken off by Thurman. Thurman shooting. Foul being called. It's against Boston. Mendy Rudolph out in their midcourt, making the call. Frank Ramsey was pushing. For Ramsey, that's his fourth personal foul. The third team foul committed by Boston. 8:35 to go in the game. Sherry missing. Russell with the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Chamberlain. Boston trailed by 10 in the first half, by 4 at halftime. Went out in front on a 36-point spree in the third quarter compared to only 20 for San Francisco in the third period. But now San Francisco trails by 9 after having trailed by as many as 12. As Havlicek shooting. Foul called on the play. Havlicek goes to the line. Al Atlas committing a sixth. Al Atlas goes out of the ball game. And for the first time, no, Gary Phillips is coming in. I thought that Hill might be coming in. Gary Phillips comes in. That's the first of two by Havlicek. 82-72. 8:21 to go in the game. He missed the second. 82-72 Boston. San Francisco has the ball. 8:15 to go in the game. Phillips shoots. Rebound by Chamberlain. Taken off by Sam Jones. There's Havlicek driving. What a shot! Whoa! What a shot! Even Hannum has to shake his head in disbelief. He started to take it one way in midair, changed his mind again, and then laid it up. Rodgers missing. Rebound by Chamberlain, and the foul is called. Two-shot foul. Willie Knowles committing it. I believe it's Knowles. Knowles has raised his hand. That's the fifth personal. I think it's Bill Russell who committed it, though. Knowles raised his hand. And let's see what the call is. Bill Russell it was, his fifth personal. It was Bill Russell, all right, even though Willie Knowles raised his hand. Chamberlain missing the first of two. He's 2 for 7 from the foul line.
Marty, you can be sure of one thing now. If Russell stays in that ball game, that ball will be coming to Chamberlain every chance they get. Try to get that sixth foul on Russell.
Well, it's 84-73, Boston by 11. Running violation against Sam Jones. Tommy Heinsohn checking into the lineup now for Boston. Heinsohn, who's hot hand in that third quarter, led that Boston drive. He's got 25. Ramsey comes to the sideline. The Warriors now with Gary Phillips and Guy Rodgers playing the backcourt up front of Sherry, Chamberlain, and Thurman. That's Rodgers, number 5. Shot by Sherry. 84-75. Boston's lead cut to 9. 7:10 to go in the game. 7:10 remains. Shot by Sam Jones. 86-75. Again, 11 points for Boston. 11 points ahead. 7 minutes to go in the game. Sherry shoots. The battle for that rebound, and Havlicek comes up with it. Heinsohn driving. Havlicek shoots. Rebound. Missed. Taken out by Thurman. A pushing foul. Foul is called this time on Willie Knowles. Casey Jones checking into the lineup. Officials timeout for just a moment. Knowles' third personal foul and the 15th team foul committed by Boston in the fourth quarter. And Nate Thurmond off to the left there. There he is. Apparently suffered a slight cut on the side of his face. Big Nate, 6'11", the rookie from Bowling Green. 86-76. Boston leading by 10. They trailed by 10 in the first half. 86-77. Boston with the ball, leading by 9. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the game. Russell in the pivot. Over to Havlicek shooting. 88-77. Havlicek scoring. Boston by 11. 6:20 to go in the game. Gary Phillips guarded by Havlicek. Into Chamberlain. Over to Rodgers. Russell with the rebound. Casey Jones with that ball. Now Tommy Heinsohn. There's his hook. Blocked by Thurman. Knocked out of bounds by Heinsohn. It's San Francisco ball. Alex Hannum looking up anxiously at the clock. It shows 6 minutes. Officials timeout again. Let's see what the call is here. Tommy Heinsohn may have cut his face again, or the cut might be bleeding again. Off in front of the Boston bench. Tommy Heinsohn again being ministered to by the Boston trainer, Buddy LaRue. And Red Auerbach is out there as well in front of the Boston bench. There it is. Well, there's a timeout on the floor with the score. Boston 88, San Francisco 77.
Marty, one thing about this Boston crowd, particularly when they're coming down on that break, and even on the set offense, they're a great ball club at hitting that open man. They really make that ball hop. They never really force shots when they have a man that's in a better position, and I think it's one of the keys to their running success. That, along with the tremendous defensive rebounding ability of Russell to get that fast break started.
Cut to Rodgers on a fast break. Beautiful hands by Casey Jones. Warriors putting the ball in play, and it's inbounded to Willie Knowles. There's Tommy Heinsohn with room. Rebound to Chamberlain. And now the San Francisco Warriors are calling for a timeout. Gary Phillips may be hurt in front of the San Francisco bench. Phillips is being talked to. There he is on the left of the group. Guy Rodgers is number 5. There's Gary, number 7. You know, Bill Russell was out-rebounded in the first half, but in the second half he has nullified the rebounding of Thurman and Chamberlain.
Very definitely. I think Russell has been the tremendous key in this, not only the third quarter, but now into this fourth quarter, because he has very definitely owned that defensive board. And I don't know how many shots he's blocked when they against the San Francisco driving game also.
In the first half, Chamberlain had 19 rebounds and Thurman 9. Russell had only 7 for Boston in the first half, and Tommy Heinsohn had 8. But the difference has been marked in the second half. Now it's 88-77, Boston leading San Francisco. Boston leading in games, 2 games to 1. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this fourth game. Shot by Rodgers. If ever pull this ball game out, it'll be Guy Rodgers who will be responsible for it. He's done a fantastic job in the second half. Willie Knowles scores. 90-79. There's Rodgers again coming up court. Oh, he dribbles marvelously. Gary Phillips shoots. 90-81. Rodgers setting up that play. Boston by 9 with 5 minutes to go in the game. 90-81. To Russell. Russell is pushed by Wilt Chamberlain. Chamberlain committing his first personal foul. And the fourth team foul committed by San Francisco in this fourth quarter.
Wilt Chamberlain, fourth team foul, San Francisco. Bill Russell for one shot.
91-81. Boston over San Francisco. The Warriors have the ball. Guy Rodgers bringing it up. Guarded by Casey Jones. Behind the back dribble again. It's knocked in by Chamberlain. I think Rodgers will get credit, though. Let's see what it is. Wilt Chamberlain gets credit for it.
I would say, Marty, he made that fairly certain that was going in.
That's right. It looked as though it was going to go in anyhow. But he sure guaranteed it. 91-83, an 8-point difference. Casey Jones shoots. Whistle for a call. Let's see what it is. It's against Boston. Willie Knowles making the foul, committing the foul. And you see them both walk up the length of the floor. That's the fourth personal foul committed by Knowles and the sixth team foul committed by Boston. That's the limit for this fourth quarter. Tom Sanders checking out of the lineup, replacing Willie Knowles. Knowles going out, scored 4 points.
Nate Thurman on the line.
He did quite a job, that Willie Knowles did, you know, blocking out on Nate Thurman. Knowles did quite a job.
Very good. In fact, all the Boston corner men do an extremely good job of blocking out because they know if they can keep those corner men away from that defensive board, Russell will come out with the ball.
One shot coming up for Thurman. 91-84. The Boston lead, which had been 12, is now 7 points. Sanders shoots. Rebound of Phillips. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game. Sherry has it. Out to Phillips. Chamberlain deep in the pivot. Knocked away. Blocked by Sanders. Taken off by Sanders. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. Boston ahead by 7 points. 91-84. And this crowd is in a near frenzy. Foul called against Guy Rodgers, holding John Havlicek. That's the fifth personal foul committed by Guy Rodgers, the fifth. If he goes out of the ball game, it'll be real tough for San Francisco. And the 15th foul, Havlicek scores. Makes it 92-84, Boston. 3:35 to go in the game. Guy Rodgers shooting. Again he scores. Rodgers scoring again. He now has 19 points. 92-86 the score. Heinsohn with it. There's his pass off. Havlicek holds it. Guy Rodgers steals it. Sherry misses. Sanders with the rebound. The crowd all rising, pounding on the seats. Stolen by Phillips. 3 minutes to go. 92-86 Boston. Casey Jones with it. Going the other way. Thurman with the ball. There's Guy Rodgers again. And a foul being called. Tremendous surges up and down the floor. Look at this crowd. 92-86. Boston by 6. 2:43 to go. Tom Sanders committing a sixth personal foul. He's out of the game, Tom Sanders is. As exciting a basketball game as I've ever seen. One of the greatest ever played here in San Francisco. From every point of view. Frank Ramsey is back in the lineup, replacing Tom Sanders. Alex Hannum shouting out instructions. On the line is Guy Rodgers. The Celtics are over the limit now. They're 7th.
Rodgers on the line, shooting 1 and 1 penalty.
1 and 1. Personal and a penalty. With Boston leading by 6, 92-86. 2:43 to go.
Penalty shot.
Here's the penalty shot. (92-87). Boston by 5. That's Sam Jones with it. Jones shooting. Rebound to Messeri. 2:25 to go. Rodgers missing. Rebound again. The rebound by Chamberlain. 92-89. 2:15 to go. That's Havlicek with it. Crowd on his feet. Foul being called. Foul called against the Warriors. John Havlicek gone to the line. Gary Phillips committing his 5th personal foul. 92-89. That's the limit of personals now for San Francisco. Havlicek grabs it. Over to Russell. 2 minutes to go in the game. 2 minutes. Boston by 3. As Heinsohn hooking. Taken off by Chamberlain. 92-89. That's Guy Rodgers. Rebound to Russell, and a foul is called. Boston is over the limit. He has 3 attempts to make 2. A minute and 45 seconds to go. A tremendous comeback by San Francisco. They trail by 12, and just as Boston came from 10 points down, San Francisco has come from behind also. Now they trail by 3. 3 attempts now for Guy Rodgers to make 2 shots. And Boston leading 92-89 with 1:45 to go in the game. The decision of the first 3 games was decided early. Boston jumping out to substantial leads by halftime in the first 2 games. San Francisco to a substantial lead at halftime in the 3rd game. But now they're going right down to the finish. 105 seconds remaining in this game. Guy Rodgers on the line.
Rodgers shooting 3 for 2.
3 attempts to make 2. Rodgers with 20 points thus far in the game. 16 of them scored in the second half. 92-90. Boston leading by 1 point. That's Havlicek with it. Heinsohn. Havlicek again. Havlicek shoots. Rebound to Russell. Havlicek shooting again. 94-91. Boston by 3. 1:25 to go. And the Warriors call for a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor with the score, Boston 95, San Francisco 91. Ladies and gentlemen, the score clock was incorrect a moment ago. It's 94-91. Boston by 3. San Francisco in possession of the ball. 1:25 to go. And now Boston is calling for a timeout. Boston can call a timeout after San Francisco did. There's the score and the time remaining. 94-91. The score has been corrected. 1:25 to go in the game. 85 seconds. San Francisco led at the end of the first quarter, 24-17. They led by as many as 10 in the second quarter and led at halftime, 44-40. Then Boston had an amazing third quarter as they scored 36 points to 20 for San Francisco. And Boston led by 12 at the end of the third period, 76-64. And now San Francisco has come right back, trailing now by 3, 94-91, with 1:25 to go in the game. That's Alex Hannum, the coach of the San Francisco Warriors, talking a mile a minute. Don't forget that 5th game. It's Sunday night in Boston. People standing in front of me now, and I can only see the ball game through the monitor, through the same TV set that you're looking at it. That's Guy Rodgers with it. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. Rodgers shooting. Let's see what the call is here. It's Boston ball. 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. San Francisco guarding all over the floor. Havlicek with the ball. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Heinsohn shooting. No, he passed off to Russell, who took it. A marvelous play by Tommy Heinsohn to Bill Russell. 96-91. Boston leading. Phillips shoots. 96-93. 45 seconds to go. Boston by 3. Sam Jones with it. 35 seconds. Frank Ramsey has it. There's his shot. Rebound to Chamberlain. 25 seconds. Rodgers all the way. 96-95. 21 seconds to go. Havlicek fouled in the act of shooting. He'll take 2. Gary Phillips fouling Johnny Havlicek. 18 seconds to go. Boston leading by 1 point. 96-95. Gary Phillips comes out of the game, and San Francisco has just committed its 7th team foul in the 4th quarter, meaning that Johnny Havlicek has 3 attempts to make 2. 18 seconds to go. 96-95, Boston over San Francisco, in certainly the most wildly exciting basketball game of all the playoff games in the 1963-1964 playoff series of the National Basketball Association. What a ball game. Both teams have shown tremendous spirit. Here comes Havlicek. He makes the first. 97-95. He has 2 attempts now to make 1. 18 seconds to go. And now Boston calls for a timeout. The crowd here is standing. Now they begin to sit down again during the course of this timeout. It's been a screaming, wild crowd, rooting madly for their own ball club. Those San Francisco Warriors there. And they've staged a remarkable comeback. The Boston Celtics, I'm sure, being rooted for tremendously from a distance of about 3,000 miles in the Boston-New England area. But of course, their fans are far outnumbered here in San Francisco. The 5th game, Sunday night in Boston. Johnny Havlicek will go to the foul line in just a moment or 2 with 2 attempts to make 1 more point. And if he makes one of those 2 attempts, it'll be a near insurmountable margin. It's 97-95 right now with 18 seconds to go. John Havlicek, 6'5", an All-American at Ohio State. It drops. 98-95. And now the San Francisco Warriors call for a timeout. George Lee has come into the lineup, replacing Gary Phillips, who fouled out. He scored 10 points. After the ball game, if time permits, we'll try to get hold of winning coach Red Auerbach and talk with him. Freddie Schaus, well, he's down on the floor already, Fred Schaus is. Here's Alex Hannum. Before the biggest crowd ever to watch a basketball game in the Cow Palace in San Francisco, the San Francisco Warriors have played their hearts out. And so have the Celtics. This has been a wonderful basketball game. Basketball at its very, very best. Red Auerbach in his 18th year of coach in the National Basketball Association. Longest by far in tenure in the NBA. One of the all-time greats of the game. Talking a mile a minute. Well, we're ready to go into these final 17 seconds now. The score clock shows 17. Apparently it was corrected by the official timer. It was 18 a moment ago. Now it's 17. 98-95, Boston by 3. And the Warriors, who call timeout, will put the ball in play at midcourt. That's George Lee, number 9. Masheri hooking. Eight seconds. 5 seconds. And with 3 seconds to go, a foul is called on Nate Thurmond. And Bill Russell will go to the line. 3 seconds to go. 98-95 Boston. Bill Russell has 1 and 1. A personal and a penalty as San Francisco is over the limit. Russell on the line. Steadying. It was short. It was short. 3 seconds to go in the ball game. Here come the Warriors quickly. 1 second. It's all over. The ball game is over, and the Boston Celtics have won it. They now lead 3 games to 1. That's the end of the game with the final score. Boston 98, San Francisco 95. Down on the floor, Red Auerbach has only just now lighted his victory cigar. Freddie Schaus and Red Auerbach.
Red, I got a letter from a little boy, an 8-year-old boy in Lynn, Massachusetts the other day, and he said, is it true that you're not speaking to Red Auerbach? So if you accept my congratulations for a great win and a great ball game, that little boy back there in Lynn will know we do still speak.
Sure do.
It's a great ball game, Red. What do you think was the main thing that got you going in that third quarter so well?
Well, we put on a press. It was a very aggressive press, and we kind of went 12 ahead and kept it for quite a while, you know, 12-10, 12-9, so forth and so on. And right at the end, they kept charging. Of course, we kept our poise. I mean, we could have lost our poise, we'd be in trouble.
You mean the officials might have missed a call there?
I'm not going to say anything about officials, I tell you. Well, I thought they worked a pretty good ball game.
I thought very definitely, Red, that your press kept that ball away from Chamberlain, too. And I think you accomplished the purpose of it, and it was just really turned the tide of the ball game completely.
Well, I think that they called a couple of, a little bit this, they called a couple of tough ones on Russell.
That's right.
I really mean it. What the heck, he played with, he had 5 fouls, and Chamberlain didn't have any.
Well, now you go back to Boston Sunday night for the 5th ball game. You're in a real good spot, I would say, now, having 2 and remaining 3 at home if necessary, and leading 3-1.
I feel better when it's over, I tell you.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Red. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Real good win for you. Now let's go back up to Marty Glickman.
Okay, Freddie Schaus, here are the individual scoring totals for the ball game. For the Boston Celtics, high scorer was Tommy Hyson with 25 points. Tom Sanders scored 12. Bill Russell had 8. Casey Jones 3. Sam Jones 23 points. Johnny Havlicek 18. Willie Knowles 4. Frank Ramsey 5. For the Warriors, the high scorer, Wilt Chamberlain with 27. Guy Rodgers at 24. Tom Sherry had 11. Wayne Hightower 6 points. Al Atlas 4. Nate Thurman 13 points. And Gary Phillips 10. The final score once again, Boston 98, San Francisco 95. This is Marty Glickman along with Fred Schaus speaking to you from San Francisco.